Hello everybody, and welcome back to day 3. We are now officially over halfway, and if you've put the pictures of the eyes in today, then you are absolutely officially over halfway. Congratulations, well done, you're doing great. Why eyes? Eyes was a bit different, wasn't it? You know, the other ones so far have been kind of playing with shapes and colours and things like that, and camera angles. And I did want to throw in, without making it too heavy, you know, you don't have to do portrait sessions, but I wanted to get a little bit more personal. And there's nothing more personal than the eyes. That's what we want to see, isn't it? That's what we look at. Actually, these are reflecting, so you can't only half see my eyes. You see, it's much better to literally see the eyes of the soul. And even if the eyes aren't looking at you, you can still tell so much. There was a photograph that someone posted of an animal with a big nose. Actually, I think it was a soft toy. And the big nose was coming towards us and was far bigger than the eyes. And she said, well, the nose is definitely much more important than the eyes, or something like that. But actually, we look over the nose to see the eyes, even though they were tiny little beads. That's how important the eyes are. And it was only a cuddly toy. So, there you go. Welcome. Today was eyes, and we're going to look at some amazing eye pictures. Hello, say hello if you're watching. I did want to say something about the membership site, the site that you've been watching the videos on. A couple of people had problems today, and but others didn't. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I think the site is working fine. It's just that a couple of people have been having problems, but maybe with their telephone. I don't know. Bonjour Sab. Hello Yaruska. Okay, I'm going to launch right into some photographs now, so that, and then I'll go back to, remind me to go back to the membership site, just in case. Hello Thomas, how are you doing? Hallöchen. Is that German? I don't think so. Okay, so I did want to honour, first of all, those who have come before, and by looking at the best of the day from yesterday, and we had some is that right? Yeah, some amazing pictures, weren't there? We had, I'm going to share them, then it'd be even more interesting for you. Okay, let's have a look at these. This amazing one from Teresa, who obviously copied the idea from my puppy the other day. No, I'm joking, of course she didn't. That was a stunner. And this lovely bottle from Ruth, with the yellow behind making green. This gorgeous one from Gloria, I think it was. This one from Mary, hope I'm getting this right, I may be getting this wrong, this is from Yaruska in any case, and this was from Jackie. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, maybe this one was Gloria, and this one was Mary. Okay, I'm not quite sure, can't remember. Okay, so people are saying hello, Fatou, hello, how are you doing? Coucou tout le monde. I guess you speak English as well as French, bilingual person. Right, I'm going to launch straight into some photographs and see if I can make it a little bit shorter than yesterday. So it was eyes, the amazing topic of eyes. And you gave me some amazing photographs. We'll definitely get over 200 comments by the time the day is finished. And let's just look through some of them. I'll try just to, you know, it's so difficult for me to not talk about all of them a lot. So I'm going to try just to highlight the ones that I really like, that catch my eye, as it were. Nazaline taking photographs of graffiti, as is her favourite, but check this one out. I think this was from, we did self-portraits at one point on the masterclass, and she dared to do one of those special effects. It's terrible, horrifying, amazing, weird. So there's some apps you can really go crazy on those. And she has no qualms about, you know, posting a picture like that. No vanity. I don't know if I'd post a picture of myself like that. This one from Nazanin is great. Look at that. They've carved into a tree. I'm kind of wondering if the tree is dead or not, or if it is now. Because I don't know if you should do that to trees, should you? Sort of remove their entire bark, but I don't know. Maybe it's dead. And you've got a lovely group of dogs posing. How did you get them to pose? That's quite remarkable. You wouldn't get cats to do that, would you? Just, you know, stay still for a minute, look this way. And there are quite a few pictures of trees actually that I've seen where there are two knots on the tree and they actually do look like eyes, but it's not been carved in. You know, that quite often happens. And some people here are experts in finding faces in things where they, you know, they shouldn't be, like in trees and things. Hello, Teresa. Okay, this is 𝗣𝗛𝗢𝗧𝗢 from France, I do believe. That's a beautiful picture. And it's slightly odd as well, you know, it's not a straight on classic photograph. You're looking down, it's chopped, it's really close in. This makes it so much more impressive, doesn't it? She's not looking at us, and that is actually interesting because we kind of wonder what she is looking at. Really like that one. Beautiful brown eyes you have. And then you've done this one. I don't know where you got this from, but it's funny. Okay, come on, go away. There we go. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, and this one was good. A minion invited himself into my lavender. I wonder if you did this for the challenge or you just saw it there. It looks like a toilet roll that has been turned into a minion and does it have some function in the lavender or it's just being pretty? Now this one from 𝗣𝗛𝗢𝗧, I am focusing a little bit on 𝗣𝗛𝗢𝗧 because she's the first one. This is her daughter's eye. She says, "My beautiful eye of my daughter," and it is absolutely beautiful. It's only small on the screen because I think she's cropped from a bigger photograph, but it is absolutely lovely. By the way, as you're watching, when you see a photograph that grabs you, can you just say in the chat, can you say, "I like this one because," and say which one it was and who it was by, so that we can, you know, we can feel nice and warm and fuzzy when people like our stuff. Otherwise, because you're probably sitting there thinking, "Oh, that's great, that's lovely," but it would be really nice to hear it. So, which ones do you love? Beautiful picture. Of course, we're kind of biased, aren't we, with our own children's eyes, but that is beautiful. A bit like this, isn't it, from 𝗪𝗔𝗀. A beautiful, incredibly strong picture of her mum's eye. And she said apparently her mum wasn't too keen on it. She had to kind of coax her into it. So strong, isn't it? Can you imagine? You take photographs of their eyes so close. Actually, this is going to get a bit morbid. I didn't mean it to. But, you know, when they're not here, let's say, imagine if you hadn't taken a close-up picture of their eyes. You know, even someone who's moved away or kids who have got older. When you see their eyes so closely, it's like you really are, you know, close to them again. So I recommend you, you know, make a point of taking really close pictures of people's eyes. I love this. It's so interesting. You've even got her hand, 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗏's hand, holding the camera, reflected. You've played around with the colours, I'm sure of it, because it's really striking. I love the effect. I'm not quite sure what effects you've used, but it's really striking. You've got a really interesting background behind you. For me, that doesn't bother me, the fact that it's quite a busy background. When I say busy, I mean there's lots of stuff going on. I like it because you are very strongly the subject in the bottom right. The background's a little bit fuzzy, so it doesn't distract too much. It's just a nice mishmash of interesting things. You know, it's not Coke cans or stuff, it's interesting things. Yeah, I love it. I've actually got a question. A question from Fatou. Can you tell us how did you fall in love with photography? It's a bit like, I don't know, it's a bit like what I say about Paris. Why have I been in Paris for half my life? I don't know if I adopted Paris or if Paris adopted me. I can't remember which happened first. Photography, I don't know. I was looking around for artistic things to do, and when I was in my 20s, which I'm not anymore, I started liking the idea of photography. I'd got myself a really cheap old camera, but one that you could play with, you know, making things fuzzy and stuff. And I just started getting into it, and then before you know it, that was my next big thing. I had more than one camera. My bedroom, I was living back with my parents after something else had happened. Back with my parents, my childhood bedroom became my bedroom, my office, my studio for shooting portraits, and my darkroom for processing pictures. Can you imagine? All in one little room. I don't know, I've just never lost my love for it. Even though I've done different things, photography has always been there. And then a few years ago, actually quite a lot of years ago now, I realised that photography was going to be one of my main ways of expressing myself creatively in life. And now I shoot a Paris photograph every day. This is amazing. It's like you're looking through ice, but it's actually a plastic bag, sort of plastified ice or something. This is Angela who always offers us pretty striking shots. Love that green of the eye. It was hard for my mother to keep her eyes open. Oh, poor thing. Try one not quite so close as well, Uriska, you know, because very, very, very close is amazing. Try one further back. You can't see all of her face, but you can see, you know, a little bit more of her face. So it's not so sort of anatomical study. You know, maybe she's looking at something or looking at a book or something. This is amazing. I love it. You've just, the main colour is your eye, which is as it should be. Not only is the eye normally the most important thing in a picture with eyes in, if you've got an eye which is a beautiful colour, even better. I shouldn't say that. Everybody's eyes are beautiful colours. Try this at home, folks, but don't, you know, put the entire plastic bag over your head and see what you can do. It's amazing what can become a frame when you start to play around. Look at this, looking up from below. That's really cool. The eyes are sharp and the rest isn't. What's he doing? Smoking something? He looks like a pretty cool dude, actually. Very cool photograph. How about that for an interesting angle to take a portrait? Fatu's saying heart, 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 heart. And Teresa's saying, love Angela's pictures. The one with the green eye is beautiful. Yeah, and I'm sure you love this one as well with the portrait of the nephew. Really striking. He's sitting down, so it's easier to take a shot. Get them to look up. The eyes are in an interesting position in the sockets. And if you're close to them and you focus on the eyes, then the rest of the body will be fuzzy. Brilliant. This is great as well. I can't resist showing this one. Having fun. Playing with crossed eyes. Maybe it's like you put the finger there and they have to follow the finger and they get completely crossed-eyed. That's beautiful. I love the feel of the photograph as well. It's beautifully soft somehow. And those eyes are really crossed. I wonder whose hand that is. Okay, and it goes on, you know, Angela gives us a treat every time. So grungy, just black and white grungy. It's almost literally black and white as well, isn't it? Most black and white photographs are a whole range of shades of grey. That's almost pure black and white. And this is almost all colours of the rainbow. Fantastic. Someone posted a picture of a jet black cat with incredible green eyes. I'm not sure if it's real or not, to be honest. This is from Thomas. Wandering around a client's house and probably stealing stuff, right? And came across an owl. Don't know why I said that. An owl. And you've got in really close, off to the side. Fantastic composition. Not just straight on. Don't take photographs straight on, folks, if you want, you know, to have more striking images. And this from Thomas as well. Just check this out. At first I looked at that and thought, hang on, this is supposed to be about eyes. And then I thought, oh my God, it is eyes, completely fuzzy through a kind of stripy screen. Maybe it's, what do you call them, blinds or something, with just those fuzzy eyes, just hints of them. Very strong, powerful portrait. The apple of my eye. Thomas had a bit of a conversation about that. Okay, more comments please. Let me know which ones you like. This is a funny one. It's from Maria Antonietta, who's an English teacher in Italy. And she said that this is a portrait of her by one of her students. She gave him a low grade in English, but she doesn't say if he drew the portrait before or after she gave him the low grade. It could work both ways actually, couldn't it? And she doesn't look like that really. And the big eyes. The eyes are pretty crazy. Maria Antonietta is also a fantastic artist, and she's included some eyes from one of her portraits. She's a superb artist. And you should keep doing more of them. She did a portrait of my daughter once, about 20 years ago. A fantastic portrait. I think it's still up in my parents' house. They've got it. I've got it, of course. I've got the original. Haha. Yaruska with, you know, there's quite a few pictures of dogs. Dogs are the perfect subject for eyes, because not only do they often stay still quite a bit, you know, if they're in sort of zonked out mode, but they look at you with those, oh, you know, sort of, oh my God, it looks like he's crying, or he's full of love, or he's so pitiful. Please, please, please play with me. More praise, love for Angela from Thomas and from Fatu, I think. Yeah, what a gorgeous picture of a dog. You can't go wrong with them, can you? Okay, Jackie. Now I'm wondering if Jackie is planning on having a tattoo, because she said decisions. So are you planning on having one of these tattooed on your arm or something, or your backside? I don't know. What's the fashion at the moment? And someone said tiger. There's a tiger up in the top left there. Eyes everywhere. There's even single eyes. Look at that. It's kind of spooky. Great collection. Collection of penguin eyes with a big penguin eye near us. You could have moved slightly to the right and actually got the whole of the eye in there, I think, with penguins kind of looking up into the sky, just in case there's a shower of fish or something. This is cool. Isn't it amazing when you find eyes? You have to ask yourself sometimes, when the person was designing things like this, and a couple more that you'll see in a minute, did they want it to look like a face, or is it just coincidence? Because that is so funny. So it's got the little nose thing here, the two eyes. But not everyone spots them. It's the sort of thing you might spot if you've decided to look around for eyes. And once you've got it in your head, like we said yesterday, you'll start seeing them. From Teresa. She said that her house was decorated when they bought it, and they went around and found all sorts of strange things, including slightly spooky wooden eyes and little statues. Beady eyes. Wow, look at this one. And there's one of those dog ones coming up. That's great, you know. Get in so close. Now, this is an example of you're taking in a picture of the thing. So are you in this picture as a photographer? Well, you are actually, because you've got in really close. That was a choice. You've turned it at an angle, which is, I'm starting to think this is, you know, one of your favourite things to do. And so you have injected yourself into this by playing around with the way you've taken the shot, not just a straight on shot. And of course, another amazing doggy picture. I'd definitely have chosen this as one of the 6 of the day if I hadn't chosen you yesterday. You know, each person their turn. But my God, look at his eyes. It's terrible. It's awful. Oh my God, you could die for him. By the way, a few of you are here now, so I just wanted to say about the website where you watch the videos. A couple of you today said that the day 4 video was tricky to find, whereas I can see it and other people can see it. So it looks like the problem is on your end, but this is what you see. There's a button up in the top right. Can you see my mouse? In the top right, it says trainings. If you click on trainings, you see all the trainings that are available. You might even see, it says all trainings, and you can see that they're all there, including the 5th one. But the 5th one for you is not available yet. It'll be available in a few hours. But you can see all of the trainings there. If you want to go directly to one of them, you seem to have lost it. So I'm not sure why that was happening, why you had that problem. But I put the video in the group so that you could see it. Okay, so but do click off all the things in each day. You don't have to click off all of them to move on to the next one, but you should click them all off. And you know, a lot of you have already contributed to day 4, which is, don't think I'm giving anything away here, which is the past, memories, souvenirs. And there are some amazing photographs. This is another type of emotion, isn't it? Eyes is like direct in your face emotion. Bam, doesn't get much more emotional than that. But the past, memories, old objects, this is another kind of emotion. What are we trying to do when we take photographs? A record shot? Well, if you work for a museum, maybe. Actually, I know Beatrice works for a museum and takes record shots. My dad used to be in charge of, you know, some museum, science museum or something in London once, in charge of cataloguing all the objects. This was record shots. You take it so the lighting is you look at the picture and it's as close to the real object as possible. That isn't creative photography. Creative photography is the opposite. You don't try and make it look completely different, but you try and inject yourself in. What is the object of photography? Creative photography. Why do we take photographs? I think there's a whole unit, a whole week almost, on this topic in my masterclass. But isn't it about emotion? Aren't we trying to touch another human being somehow? Get a reaction? We were either trying to put ourselves, our emotions into the photograph, and the other side of that equation is we show the photograph to people and we want our emotions to jump out and touch them. So the photograph is a kind of an intermediary between two people who are trying to have an emotional experience. Driven by the photographer maybe, but so I can't remember why I was saying that. Yeah, but you know, so when inject yourself into these things, don't just take a snap. Try and do something to make them personal. This is one of those tree pictures where it looks like an owl. You know, it could be an owl, couldn't it? That has turned into a tree. Half owl, half tree. A trowel. There you go. We're looking at a trowel, folks. Or an E. That's great. That's from Teresa. It even looks like it's got a little beak, doesn't it? Have we got any comments? Okay. Salut Beatrice. I think you've just come back from work, have you? Nice to see you. We talked about, we talked about your pictures, Beatrice. We talked about your beautiful daughter's eye and stuff like that, and your minion toilet roll in your lavender. A tip for accessing the videos. I have to refresh my page each time to access the newly launched videos. Well, do you keep the page open all the time? Just to sort of look at it and admire it? Okay, so try refreshing the page. But I'm planning on putting them out. I've got a bit of a problem with my system. I never know when they're coming out. Theoretically, the next video is coming out in about 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours from now. Just after midnight French time. Okay, look at these. Here's a couple from 𝗪𝗛𝗎. Sweet eyes. Yeah. They are, but the one that I love is obviously this one. Because it's so cool. Because it's not supposed to be a face, and yet you look at it and you think, oh wow, a kind of robot face. Isn't it amazing how desperately we want to find reflections, echoes of humanity in inanimate objects? We look at, what is it, a casserole or something, a pan, and we think it's a real thing. You know, weird, isn't it? We think the giraffe is a nose. We think the crocodile and the elephant are a mouth. They're not, but we like having fun pretending they are. And that sort of picture it's important in some cases to fill the frame so you can't see, oh yeah, it is a pan on the cooker, or oh yeah, it is just a tree. You fill the frame and we don't have any frame of reference, we don't have any edges, and we immediately see the face before knowing what it really is. Loretta, what's it like to have a Beatles song singing about you, Loretta? I've often wondered that. Get back, Loretta. Random eye photos at the pond with people and ducks. Can I have some more comments, please? I need some more comments. Which ones are you liking so far? Which are your favourites? Tell me which photograph and who it was from, I think. Otherwise I'll forget. You've gone for eyes, Loretta. Compare this one and the next one. It's almost the same composition, and yet completely different. And I can't quite work out what's going on. You know, they're both absolutely beautiful. This one is there's so much loveliness in these eyes. You don't even need to see the face to know that, you know, there's a lot of love in these eyes. A gentle gaze. This one is quite different. I'm almost tempted to say, is it a doll? You know, is it a doll? It kind of looks like it, you know, with the almost surreally blue eyes and the sort of strange gaze, almost mesmerized gaze, you know, like this. I'm assuming it's a human, and it's a mesmerizing shot. That's all I can say. A mesmerizing shot. The fact that it's fuzzy, well, technically speaking, maybe you got very close, or there was some other reason, but it actually doesn't worry me, because the fuzzier it is, the more ethereal it is, the more otherworldly. So, you know, creative blur is definitely an artistic tool. And there's a couple more as well. Isn't it interesting to just take a shot of the eyes, folks? What do you think? Instead of the whole face. Isn't that, isn't it different? Isn't it just a completely different way of looking at... Check this one out. Gorgeous. It reminds me of my grandson. Isn't it just a different way of seeing people? And so refreshing than the standard, will you look at me? Look at me, will you? Oh, come on, stop me. Look, I'm trying to take a photo, and you've got some sort of stressed out, full on fake sort of photograph. Get them doing something else, catch them as they're playing or they're showing something to someone, and you get a much more natural and much more engaging shot. That's lovely. I love that. You can see that, I guess it's a little boy, is it? Got a big grin on his face probably as someone is playing with bubbles. Oh my God, kids like bubbles. You want to take portraits of kids, get someone else to blow bubbles at them. Not you, because then it'll be could be a bit tricky. Yeah, Rusko trying to scare us all silly. Thank you. Oh my God. Amazing graffiti. Okay, Beatrice is saying hello. So much love in their eyes. Yeah, isn't there? And now 3 from Rob. 3 scary photos from Rob. No, I'm just kidding. This is a fun one. This is a fun one. And there used to be this, not mimic, what do you call them? Person who imitates other people's voices on the TV in Britain when I was a kid. And he'd do all sorts of impersonations. And then at the end he'd say, and this is me. And he'd sing some awful song in his own voice. And this is Rob. He said he was angry at the office. But he took the photograph anyway. Good one, Rob. Thanks for playing. He says, I've also been known to put sticky dot these Google eyes on fellow 𝗩𝗢𝗢 cellmate monitors. He works in what he calls a cube farm. This one is amazing from Ruth. And it's really quite, it almost turns my stomach. It's like she's taken her eye out of her head and it's staring at me. It's really spooky. Look, you can actually see around the edge there. It's like she's taken a bit of her body out and it's sort of in her hand. Fantastic bit of inventiveness there, Ruth. And she's got some other cute ones as well. A fun one from when he was a couple of years old. Kids love playing, don't they? I'm wondering if I ever did a photograph like that. And then this is a painting. I'm not quite sure what you've done here. Is it a painting? Did you paint the eye, or was the eye a photograph that you've put this strange thing over it? My goodness. I'm thinking it's 3D. It looks like it's a 3D, like a shell or something, with seaweed on. But then again, maybe you're just an amazing artist and know how to do that sort of thing. It's beautiful. I love it. I love those. Is it watercolor? Those textures, the bits, the way you've got those sharp lines between dark and light in the painting really makes it look like it's 3D. 98 it says on there. Is that 1998, Ruth? Ruth says that she paints every day. So as I should, but I don't always manage it. Teresa's saying, yes, the painting is so great. And Bear is saying, Teresa, it's my favourite pic. That must be one of Teresa's. And which one was Teresa? Can't remember now. Oh, God. Maybe the dog. Could it be the doggy? But I can't remember, you see. It's so long ago now, since I was there. And Teresa, no, we've had that one. And Nothing But a Burning Light is saying, I like this little boy baby with the icicle on the right. I think it's Bubbles, Thomas. This was one I was telling you about, where Kirsten said that the nose is more prominent than the eyes. Whereas in fact, we still look at the eyes, don't we? It's a really funny picture because this is actually in photography called the dog nose effect. Dogs often have long noses, horses as well, of course. And if you get too close to a person, their nose will be bigger than it should be. So we call that the dog nose effect. Of course, there's ways around that. Cute. But if you use it to effect on things that won't be offended, it's fantastic, really funny. Another little angel. Oh, look at this. Check this out for artistic blur. I don't know if it was on purpose or not. You know, there are ways of deciding what's in focus and what isn't, even on a smartphone. But it might just, I don't know. I don't know if you did it on purpose or not to have the face fuzzy. But I think it's great because it is fuzzy. Because it adds that air of mysteriousness. The thing that is in sharp focus is the thing behind. Is it the edge of her shoulder or something like that? And if you look at Kirsten's photographs, Kirsten's paintings, I can see the similar looks coming through in her photographs and her paintings. The sort of mysterious, otherworldly feel. And she's taken pictures of some animals which she had. And here comes Dorothy with some eyes that she's found around the place. Less easy to find eyes. Yeah, oh, look at those. My goodness, that's an amazing sculpture. And what else has she got? Come on, come on. There we go. Owly eyes. Statue eyes. Okay. Yeah, it's amazing how many eyes. Okay, let me check this one out. I added my own eye. So she's completely blown out the photograph, as it were, and then brought colour back in. You see, so blown it out. When I say blown out, made it really, really pale, and then done some clever operation to bring back some saturation to the bits where there is still colour. And it's so striking, isn't it? So striking. Fantastic effect. Love it. So, you know, out of all of the ones that you posted, Dorothy, obviously I'd be attracted to the one where it's you and where you've done something really artistic. Trish. Okay, you can see what Trish has got here. And I love the one of the horse. It's really great. Oh, look at all these. Trish is lucky that she lives in a place full of animals. That is so cute. Ah, that little guy. Look how sharp the eyes are. The eyes are in focus. It looks like he's just jumped into a bog or something. And the background is fuzzy. Beautiful. What a fantastic animal portrait. I wonder if you were holding something like a treat or, you know, because for the dog to stay still like that, it's not always that easy. You've done a fantastic job. They're looking more sort of melancholy. Oh, isn't that gorgeous as well? Our pets. I don't have a dog at the moment. My son's got a cat. There's something about horses' eyes as well. I don't know, personally, don't think they're quite as expressive as dogs. Dogs seem to have this way. I tried to click that. Stay on page. I don't know what I've done now. Oh, looks okay. Yeah, didn't want to do that. There's another of the dog eye effect, the dog nose effect. Now, there you could say that the nose is really, really prominent, the nose and the mouth, the blubbery little lips. But there is one eye there peeking through, which is really sharp. I mean, it's not actually sharp. It's still a bit fuzzy. What is actually sharp in this photograph? Not the nose and not the eye. Somewhere in between, the focus fell. And when you've got eyes in a photograph, well, of course, the focus is one of the main ways of bringing attention to the subject. That's how we know what the subject is supposed to be. When it's eyes, in photography, we generally expect the eyes to be sharp, unless there's a good reason not to, because we look at them first, and if they're not sharp, it's kind of perturbing, you know. So one thing in photography is, you got eyes. First of all, decide, make them sharp unless there's some reason you don't want them to be, and then do what's necessary to make them sharp. But you know, when you filled the frame with this, like that, it's kind of difficult to get the eyes sharp. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just that I'm going off on a kind of, you know, technical point there. But the one I really wanted to look at was this one, because it's so fun. Now you've got an expression. The way, the angle of the donkey, is it a donkey's head, who seems to have lost his ears, makes the mouth look like a smile, even though it's not really smiling. And because the eyes are so bulbous, it's just so funny. It's such a cute photograph. It's like he's saying, hello, can I help you? Yes? And there's nothing to distract. Fantastic. What else? Jackie. Hey, Jackie has got a song by XTC, but not playing as XTC. Anyway, Jackie's playing around a lot. Bit of fun graffiti with a rainbow. And a strange sort of dog face thing there. And this one, oh, hang on, I've just zapped over Jackie's. I would have said a little bit more. I didn't quite get what this was at first. Now I realise it's a knee. Kind of weird, isn't it? Kind of a face with no hair, no eyebrows, no eyes, no nose. But we think something tells us it's supposed to be a face because there's glasses on it. Ugh. You could have drawn eyes on your knee if you'd wanted to go the extra mile with marker. Then we'd have been perturbed. Okay. Yeah. All right. There she is. Oh, that's her sister. That's Jackie. That's Chris's sister. There you go. Playing around. And what she decided to highlight? Her eyes. Any more of these? Trish's donkey is one of my favourites. Isn't it wonderful? Yeah. And my favourite is the pic of Green Eye of 𝗪𝗛𝗎. It's just because she's Greek and you like Greece. Come on. Chris Bush. Sun God, maybe. From when I put Alice through a photo experiment. Oh my goodness. Haha! What is going on there? I have no idea. I have no idea. That's fun. I like it. I haven't seen this one actually. Trying to get a reflection, just noticed both Pumpkin and I have one eye covered. Yes, you have. Covered by the same thing. That's the sort of thing you notice afterwards, which is pretty cool. And when you're taking photographs in a mirror, of course, sometimes you have the camera in the photograph as well. But there, you've done a good job. Can't see the camera. And you've got a frame within a frame. The frame of the mirror is a frame within the frame of the picture, which is good. Jean. Amazing eyes. My Maddie. Okay, let's have a look at her Maddie. What can I say? So cute. Okay, we're getting to the end, folks. So let me tell, which do you think would be your favourite of all of them? If you had to choose, I'd like you to interact with your fingers or however you type. Which is the photograph that has struck you the most? Or maybe if you've already mentioned it, another one that has struck you really a lot. Which would be the one, if you could have one on your wall for the rest of the year from the photographs we've seen now, not including your own, which would it be? My Linus. So she's got a My Maddie, My Linus. I can't quite remember what animal Linus is actually. Oh, yeah, it is an animal, I think, I hope. It's not a kid, is it? And this is the evil 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 angle, and you did that. That's what a photographer can do. They can change everything by playing around with when you've got the techniques. Jean and Teresa were, of course, on my photography masterclass, which is starting again in about 9 days. You can book up now. Well, book up with a special code I'm going to give you tomorrow, so you get an even better price than early bird price. And what else? Oh, there's a few more here. Oh yeah. Eyes on trees. Have these been painted on, or it's just natural? If it's natural, it's amazing. An eye tree. And a tear. Oh dear. And some pretty artistic post-processing too. Okay, Mary. I didn't say dogs, folks, I said eyes. Here we go. a wooden giraffe getting up close and personal to focus on the eye. This picture gives the giraffe a whole different expression. It does, yeah. Another beautiful shot, and isn't it lovely that you've got both of them in the shot? You've got, if you'd raised the camera, tilted the camera by about 3 degrees, could you have got the other doggie's ears in without getting the closer dog's nose touching the bottom? I think you could. Yeah, a question of doing this, a question of duk, tilting it up the tiny bit, or whatever way you're holding it, or duk, just a little bit, and then you've got the other one's ears in. You'll get to know me, and I have a thing about things getting chopped off by the edge of the frame, especially when it would be quite painful for that to happen in real life. Beautiful shot. And the fact that you've got so close to the first one is great. So many people don't get close enough. You don't have to get close on all your shots, but get close on some of them and see how striking it is. And you've got the second one in the background as a repetition. Wonderful. It shows that they're both lounging around together. They must be old great friends. Moving on to Casey. Casey, I didn't know you had daughters. I do now. I think I said in my comments how much I like these. This is a very soft, natural picture. I love the fact that it's in black and white, or pretty darn near to black and white. And the fact that it doesn't seem at all forced. It doesn't seem like she's posing. It doesn't seem like she's irritated by the fact that you've asked her to pose. It's beautiful. And then you've got this pure innocence of your 3-year-old. And you're absolutely right, yeah. Pure innocence. Look at those eyes, those big kitty eyes. I wonder what you're doing. You always want to know, why is she making that face? Have you just made a joke? You're sticking your tongue out? What have you done to get her with that face? And I think this is you, Casey. And this is a beautiful photograph as well. It's beautiful because you're beautiful. And it's beautiful because you've made it look like it's ethereal, from another world, with the vignette around it. Your face is very pale. And yeah, it's almost like a doll's face in a way. Amazing. And we have another kitty from Australia, a terrible toddler. I said she looks quite mischievous, and Ronnie replied, a lot mischievous, bordering on nightmare, no less. Kids' photographs are often not only easier to take, but much more profound. You get deeper expressions, deeper senses of emotion when they're doing something. Get them to do something, and they're not, because kids are continuously looking to do something, touch something, play with something, break something, ask something. So, and especially if you're pointing a camera at them trying to be still, what's so interesting about being still? I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what I'm going to, it annoys you that I'm not sitting still. Great, I'll do it a bit more. Whilst we are kind of going, I'm going to kill her, I'm going to kill her. So get them to do something like eat an ice cream or eat a cake or something. And okay, you've got a picture of a kid eating a cake, which you might not be what you want. But look, that's what kids do. Kids do things. They don't sit, with a kind of fixed expression, nice cheesy smile on their face, doing nothing. That isn't what kids do. So, I'd go for the kids doing things over a fixed portrait any day. Not that I don't like portraits, but you know what I mean. Okay, and we are almost at the end. We've got Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie, more from Ronnie. A painting of a caraway bird, did she say? Cassowary. Cassowary bird. And totems from Kathy. Moved on to Kathy. You've got amazing things in the States. My son's beautiful eyes. Not at all biased. Beautiful. to get portraits, there's a module on portraits in the masterclass. A module means, well, I won't give too much away, but we study portraiture, and real portraits are, you know, they're wonderful things. They're not the sort of thing that you get by saying, look at me, smile and click. This isn't what I'm talking about. There are so many ways to get so many wonderful portraits. So I'm just itching to, you know, to give you some of them, but I'll restrain myself. This is a fake Diane. It's a fake. I'm sure that fly wasn't on its nose, but someone fell for it. Someone, I think, was it Laurel, said something like, I'm surprised the cat isn't looking cross-eyed at the fly, because the fly isn't really well. This one, I'm not sure what's going on here. It worries me, this photograph. It shouldn't exist. What's going on? What have you done? Is it a fake cat? Have you coloured in the eyes? Is it a picture of an evil devil cat? I don't know. It's just incredible. I'm guessing you've enhanced the green, but it's still incredible. If I could have this cat as a pet, I would. And here's another example of beautiful eyes. You look at me with those brown eyes. That's the song is Brown Eyes by Fleetwood Mac, I think. Look at me, you look at me with those brown eyes. They're not brown, but there's plenty of songs about blue eyes as well, aren't there? And Green Eyes, an amazing song called Green Eyed Love by Maya Hawthorne or something. Stunning song, and it's called Green Eyes, so there's pictures of people with green eyes in it. Hello, Alice. There's a song about Alice, with Alice in as well. There's a song with practically every girl's name in. Reflection in the Eye of Eyes. Oh, look. So it's a picture of someone wearing sunglasses and someone is reflected in the glasses. I love double and triple meanings, you know, when you see all sorts of... you realise that there's more to a photograph than meets the eye. These are the best. These are great. Alice is a masterclass student of mine, so we're obviously seeing some creative stuff. Play with mirrors, and you can get photographs that are nothing like your standard ones. And a guy wearing a mask, a male nurse with a shield over his eyes and wearing a mask. Great guy, sure he is. And we're on to 𝗣𝗢. Oh my God, there's more. Fun eyes giggle. Yeah. Could this be? I don't know. Is it Chris or someone? Chris is always giggling. And Metal Rooster, checking out why he's checking out why she's getting so close. Hello, hello. And last but not least, I think, 𝗣𝗢. Now you're really so heavily into this this 5-day challenge, 𝗣𝗢. I'm loving that you're loving it. And I don't know quite what you've done here, but you've got a whole bunch of eyes, and you mentioned the word Auntie 𝗣𝗢. So I guess it's your little spies. Three of them, but when they jump on me, it's like there's about 10. Haha. That's so original what you've done there. What do they think of it? What do they think? I'm sure they would be amazed. Print it out and give it to them, for goodness sake. This is amazing. You've obviously played around with it, and what I love, apart from the fancy effect, is the yellow rectangle. It's not even just yellow, it's a beautiful tones of yellow moving into orange, and there's pink and there's blue and there's purple, and it's great. You know, for a crazy special effects picture, it's great. This one is amazing too, because I don't know what this circle is. Have you got some sort of fancy light on your camera? You've got circles in your eyes, and your eye is surrounded by the circle, of which is, I think, the reflection of the light. It's wonderful. And this is great as well. Light and darkness, darkness and light. It's a stunning picture. Half of your head only. So the focus is on your eyes more than, you know, your lips, your nose, your whole head. And you've got these 2 dashes of white, pure white, the top of your shirt thing, and this crazy line. And it's so original. It's so original. The line leads to your eye. Brilliant. I love it. It's exactly what I want to see. Photographs that I'm not expecting. Think of a standard classic portrait and do something different, and it'll be more interesting. Okay, and we've got Laurel. Sorry, I'm not sorry, but Laurel is a great portrait taker, amazingly creative, cute little doggy. Hey, who hasn't got a cute little dog? Hands up who hasn't got a cute little dog. Okay, I'm going to look at your comments. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. That is gorgeous. Yeah, the eye slap bang in the middle of the top, but not the middle of the shot. 1/3 down, fuzzy background to give some context, but not to distract. Strange. I was going to say strange lighting, but have you dyed Romeo's fur pink, or is it the lighting, or is it natural? And playing around with mirrors as well. I did click on it, didn't I? There we go. How many laurels can you see in this shot? Count them quickly, quickly. If you said 2, no. 3, no. There are 4 laurels in this shot. Try to find them. Excellent. Double, triple, quadruple. Playing around with more reflections there. Oh, we've still got Gloria, my goodness. And Gloria says, catch the eye that caught my attention. Oh, it's on the back of a seat? Or, no, it's on a cushion. Okay. Yeah. You saw eyes. You start seeing them everywhere. It's getting dark where I am now, by the way. It's starting to get dark. So the lighting on me is changing a lot. Actually, I'm almost in the dark. I'm not quite sure what that photograph's doing, to be honest. Is there an eye in there somewhere? Maybe. All right, so who are the 6? I'm just going to put some light on, a tiny bit of light, and I'm going to show you the 6 that I chose today. Who's it going to be? And which photographs have I chosen? Okay, well, I've already talked about them, so I'm not going to spend too much time. And then I'll finish with your last comments, and we'll be done. So I have to change screen sharing. And I'm going to share this guy with you. Bam! He wasn't going to be first, but he is. He's nosed his way into it. So this one is from Trish, I think. Wonderful photograph. I won't spend too much time. Wonderful, great, love it. This one, you probably guessed I was going to go from this one from Loretta. There's just something mesmerizing about those eyes. Tell me it's a real person, not a doll. This one from Maria Antonietta, because I just thought it was fun. The eyes are crazy, you know, it's not just a picture of a drawing. The eyes are really crazy. And it was so funny. It says, to the most beautiful English teacher, Miss Antonietta Sessa, something like that. It's just cute. I want to know if you drew it before or after you gave him a bad grade in English. This one from Nazanin, just, you know, amazing. How many eyes are in this shot? If you close your eyes now and try to tell me how many eyes are in this shot, I wonder if you'd get it, because there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There must be about 16 or 18 eyes in that shot, even though it's a little bit fuzzy. And this one from Beatrice, your beautiful daughter's eye, or your daughter's beautiful eye. I don't know which you call beautiful, but they're both beautiful, I'm sure. I know, because it's so small, I can guess that it was taken from a bigger picture. But try taking a shot with your camera of just the eyes. You know, use if you can zoom in, do that, so that the whole picture is of just part of the eye and part of her head. And then you'll have the whole quality of, you know, what these phones are capable of, which is a lot, on the eye. And then you can get, you know, something that just blows your mind. Even though it's soft and small, it's still beautiful though. I just want to make it better for you. And I chose this one from 𝗪𝗪𝗧 because I just love it. It's just such a funny face, which isn't a face. It's I'm guessing it's a pot of some sort. And we look at that and we immediately think face, funny face. So those are my 6. Well done to everybody. Thanks for playing the game. And I'm now going to look at your comments and go away and give you the next one. So you can you know, put any closing comments, any questions that you have. I'm looking at, people are saying Dorothy's eye, says Chris. These are the ones that you like most. Black cat, green eye, that was incredible from Chris. The natural birch tree, okay, with the eyes, right, from Jean. Ruth's painting of the eyes, phenomenal. Yeah, isn't it? Thomas restraining himself, just a very, very short comment from Thomas. There are so many God pics. 2 more I haven't commented already. The fuzzy angel face from Kirsten. I think you've got a soft spot for Kirsten, Thomas. Yeah, that is a beautiful one. And the one eye, the very light pic with the black grey snap seed frame. Yeah. Was it, I think it was Dorothy, was it? Sorry, I don't know the name. Of all angulars, is that one from Despina, and so many more. That's it, so many more. Black and white portrait, oh, it's Thomas again. A black and white portrait of the Italian English teacher. Yeah, well, you should see her full portraits. Incredible. Post some here, Maria Antonietta, and let us see them. Beatrice self-portrait. Yeah, that was early on in the show. It was beautiful, yeah. And because it wasn't traditionally, it wasn't straight on, it was a slightly strange angle. Love the kid photos, says Jean. Trish's animals are my favourite, says Fatou. Trish's animals, they're amazing. You're lucky though, Trish. Well, you're blessed to have those. Angela's green eye through the plastic bag. That was stunning, wasn't it? And Thomas, it's so cool. There are so many people in here, but it's so hard to choose some pics. I know, it's my problem every day, but I will always vote for all the nice people here. Love the green eyes from Facebook user. Could that be Gloria? The ring. It's a ring light. You've got a ring light. That's fancy. Dogs are the winners. Yep, I think dogs take the day. Love Fatou's portrait. Half of the face portrait. Isn't that superb? There are so many pics. Didn't see before. Delete all I've said before. Too late, because it would be unfair to all the pics I haven't seen yet. I have to leave. Alice is watching you. Bye, Thomas. Thanks again, Sab. And thanks, Sab. Okay, that's it for today. I thought I'd gone over the hour, but we're still within the hour. So tomorrow, I mean, many of you have done this already, but tomorrow I'll be talking about pictures on the theme of the past or memories or nostalgia, anything that, you know, comes to you in that way. I've been seeing quite a few pictures which they're of old things or things from the past, which is great. It's wonderful. But don't forget you're a photographer. Don't forget you're not just taking record shots for a museum. You're trying to make, maybe you're not, but I'm saying you should, trying to make the shot artistic in some way. In other words, you've got an old book. Great, I've got an old book. Okay, believe me, I've got an old book. So I take the old book. Maybe I put some very strong lighting in from one side. Maybe I turn it a little bit sepia if you've got a setting on your camera that does that, or black and white. Maybe you could focus on the edge of it, really getting incredibly close, you know, to the edge. So, you know, so it looks something like this, you know. So it's a really impressive photograph to look at as a photograph. And it's an old book that's been read, you know, hundreds of times. It's got dog ears. You see what I mean? Don't forget to be creative, even though you're taking a picture of something which is itself full of character. Because if you don't, it might... Sometimes things which have character, it's like a beautiful person. Take a picture of a beautiful person. You take a crappy picture of them, they don't look so beautiful. So honour the thing that you're taking a picture of by applying any ideas that you have and any skills that you might have to make the old thing sort of honour the past, as it were. And if you want lots and lots of amazing, incredible photographic techniques, you will want to look at my my photograph, my smartphone photography masterclass, which is coming up. Let me just show you the address because you can start checking it out. Oh, I don't know if I've got the address. I should have. Oh, okay. Well, it's not this address, but instead of 5 days, put photo. All right. So put infinitecreativitynow.com/photo, and that will take you to the page which explains in some detail, with a lot of nice pictures, my photography masterclass. There's testimonials from people who have already done it, and you can really get a feel for that if it's something that you might like to consider. I've got a week after this finishes, and then we start. Okay, then we start. So please look at the page and come on it if you'd like to. It's an amazing adventure. It lasts for 9 weeks, and by the end of it, my objective for it is that it'll be the only photography course, never mind smartphones, the only photography course you will ever need. I choose smartphones because we've got it with us so often, and it's fantastic. These days smartphones are just fantastic. I used to be in love with my Nikon cameras. I stopped using them, practically 100% stopped using them when the iPhone started getting really good. You know, it says it all. But I still take photographs with the eye of a purist photographer. It doesn't matter what you've got in your hand. The best photographs are made here and here before you click. Having said that, smartphones are amazing, and we cover loads of cool stuff about smartphones as well. Okay, folks, that's it. Go shoot old things. Go shoot old people. No. If you haven't done it already, get some pictures with the theme of the past in. Get them in as soon as you can, because guess what? In about 2 hours time, 2 or 3 hours time, fingers crossed, the final day will be revealed, and you'll see what it is. Just trying to remember what it is. And I can't because I'm trying to remember. And that'll be it. Forge ahead, force through to the last day. You'll be so glad you did. And I will give you a coupon with a mega discount on the masterclass if you would like it. I'm now going to put those 6. I just want to say I really appreciate how much you are interacting on other people's photographs as well. It really warms my heart to see so many comments on other people's photographs, and you know, it makes them feel so good as well. So thanks for that. Right, that's an hour. Bye bye, and talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.